is the time, and we've got a warm day coming up today, 81 degrees. Good day to get outside and just take the radio with you if you want to. It is our pleasure to welcome in Ali Amran, the director of the UNH Plant Diagnostic Lab. He is the Extension and Associate Professor. Ali, welcome.
Hey, Tim, thank you so much for inviting me.
Got you great. So how you liking the new job?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's really nice. So the environment is quite, right now, it's good. It's getting better. So yeah, I like it, and I really love my job.
Good. So what exactly is the UNH Plant Diagnostic Lab? What do you do there?
Okay, the plant pathogen, they're the main threats for agriculture production. So that affect for a greenhouse or high tunnel or any other production is happening in New Hampshire or anywhere. So what UNH Plant Diagnostic Lab we're doing, we're collecting suspecting sample, or we are receiving sample from growers who have some plant health issue. We inspect them, we diagnose them. Is there any plant pathogenic issue, or how people manage this type of problem? So we are providing actually disease diagnosis service in UNH Plant Disease Diagnostic Lab.
Is there a difference between the plant pests that you find outside, and then a difference of those that you find growing in a greenhouse?
The production system is different. Like there are certain pathogens are like high amount. In the greenhouse production, they have certain pathogens. They definitely higher chance to get a lot of pathogen there. Definitely the pathogen dynamics very different, and the amount of the pests are different, and the timing also a little bit different than outside production.
Are you finding the pests, finding anything new, or is it just that people usually associate, that are on the thripes and the potato beetles, and that kind of thing that you usually expect to see?
And that's a very good question, actually, Tim. So far, my 6 months experience, we do not see any new pest or pathogen until today. What we are observing is just a regular one, but we are keeping an eye our neighboring state if something come out. Especially one thing I can mention, bacterial leaf spores, Xylella fastidiosa, that was reported in our neighboring state. So we are keep eye on our blueberry, blackberry production. Is there any these pathogens are coming or not? So we always keep an eye. So far, we have not detected any new pest or pathogen in our area.
Good. So, are pests come in regular cycles? Weather determinate. So if we have wet, damp weather, we're going to get one set of pests. But if it's dry and warm, we're going to have a different set.
Yeah, that's also a very nice question. Many pathogens, actually, many diseases, pathogens depend upon the weather condition. As you all know, the pathogen established using this triangle shape, like environment. Mm-hmm. You have host, and if these three matches, then actually pathogen or disease develop. So certain pathogens like downy mildew, powdery mildew, they are like environmental dependent. So if they get that type of favorable environmental condition, they appear in severe way. But if you don't have that favorable condition, these diseases are not appearing that scale. Yeah, we still may see very one or two, but it's not going to be in severe case. So indeed, the environmental specific or environmental condition specific, once the favorable condition arrives, then they appear in our field.
So there's no way to be really proactive, is there, to because I know a lot of the growers want to do things organic. They don't want to do pesticides per se. So there's no way you can work something into the soil ahead of time to try to get a jump on them until you know what the environmental conditions are going to be.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, you mentioned this question. There is a lot of new technologies coming. And that technologies help you to predict the disease is coming. So that, like one example, I can give you the forecasting model. So we have now very well-established forecasting model to evaluate our environment or the air. What's the spore look like? Or we can also, based on the analysis of environmental condition, what's coming next. So, or what's in right now in our air, using some genome technology or high technology to catching the air and determine what isn't in our air or environment. So we can actually predict what's coming next. So that way, help growers to prepare something coming. For the organic production, as we all know, there definitely some new technology like UVC treatment. One example for strawberry. So we know new pesticides and new diseases, or some other foliar diseases. So we can easily get rid of using some quick UVC treatment in the night for 30 seconds to 5 seconds. So based on this new technology adjustment, we can definitely help to get rid of some foliar disease, other pests in organic production. For the regular production, so we also can use some high technology like molecular detection or forecasting model that can help us to predict what disease is coming next, and we can take our preparation to combat these diseases.
Wow. So you can do this biology of major pathogens in vegetables, fruits, and ornamentals?
That's correct. Yes. So we are working, indeed, we are working for all kind of production here in New Hampshire. It is definitely vegetables, fruits, and ornamentals, or whatever we grow in our place. And indeed, that is actually, sometimes when I feel the New Hampshire, we have everything, but only small scale. But we have actually all kinds of things. We have a huge amount of production, especially a high tunnel greenhouse production for vegetables, ornamental, cut flowers, and fruits, apples, blueberry, and others. So yeah, and there's a really diverse plant species here in New Hampshire, and we are working for all kind of commodity groups.
So is New Hampshire? I mean, we think we're special. We think we're a standout. But when having pest problems, are we pretty much the same as every other state in the country? We've got our own particular problems.
Yeah. In this, it's a very interesting question. Since we have all types of production system in many cases, some production are not in huge. We have small scale production. We don't see that many pests or pathogens in a certain crop, but since we are not regularly producing huge lot that can invite tons of pathogens, many times I saw the greenhouse producer or the open field they frequently change their production or change their crops, so that can help to get rid of some pests that over the time may grow. So here in New Hampshire, since our production system is very unique and different, and it's small scale and a diverse cropping system, we have not pathogen problem that we face in California or Florida. They're huge pests in one crop. And every year they're reporting some one or two new pests or pathogens in their production system for in any crops. But here in New Hampshire, we have not seen that many pathogens or pests for a certain crop. That is different. However, we do have some common and regular diseases, and since our production system is quite different than them, and the season is also very different than other states, especially not New England, not southern and other states. So we do have some of our common problems, but still this is controllable, manageable. So we are all working together to combat this type of issue that is very unique in New Hampshire. But I still can say this is something very unique or very special that we need to be concerned, but still we found control.
Oh. Ali, I've got to ask, I was looking at your curriculum vitae. You were at Ohio State University, then you went to Washington State University, and then you went to the University of Georgia, And how did you get to New Hampshire? I mean, you started in Ohio, went to Washington, down to Georgia, and now you're up here.
Right. That's a good question. I was in Ohio. I worked in soybean and other raw field crops, then moved to the Washington state. All things like a fruit. Basically, I work with fruits, all types of fruit like apple, cherry, pear, grape. And then moved to Georgia and worked with a lot of vegetables and some ornamental crops. And when I see this position, everything is here. So you need to work in vegetable. You have a chance to work in small scale of field crops, and you have a chance to work in apple and other fruit crops. Okay, all of this experience can be very helpful here. So this job is perfect for me.
Wow. So you're going to stay here now? You're going to stop looking for a job?
So that's a very hard question. So, but I like this place, and I like working with the growers, field specialists here in New Hampshire. I want to contribute my experience. I want to apply my experience, what I gained so far in my educational and professional life, and I really enjoyed to working with our growers and field specialists and other people related to ag industry. Yeah, and definitely, I can tell you, I'm really enjoying my time at the New Hampshire.
Good. Well, Ali, I appreciate the time this morning, and I'm sure we'll get you back on the radio and we'll chat more. So you have to stay employed so I can call you back, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Ali. Ali Emran, the director of the UNH Plant Diagnostic Lab. He's an extension plant pathologist and associate professor. Very cool. 9:30.